Hi Crafters! For this Try It Tuesday, we're going to revisit and use something that we've used on a previous video for Try It Tuesdays, this Snowflake Paste. So it's something I frequently use in the winter, but I have just thought of an idea of what I'm going to use it on a project for the spring. I really like to be able to take products that I have and use them for multiple purposes, or multiple seasons, or use them all year long. So this is the Snowflake Paste. It's like a modeling paste, I guess you'd say, but it's quite fluffy. And it's white, and it has a slight sparkle. So there's a little bit of glitter in there, but not very much at all. It's just got a little bit of a glint to it. And I'm looking at designing some Easter spring cards. And I was using this piece of chipboard from Southern Ridge. And I've already taken a couple bunnies out of there. So I painted this one, and that one was in there too. So I painted a couple that were brown, and then realized, okay, that's good for chocolate bunnies, but we should really, for spring, I should be doing white bunnies, right? Anyways, so I'm going to paint a couple of these white. Just put a little something underneath there. And I'll cut them out first, actually. So they come all attached, so which is nice. In the package, you get to see all the pieces that you're getting that way. And I'm just going to cut out these little bunnies. I've got 3 left here, so I'll use all of them. So it's just a matter of snipping this little piece of chipboard that's connecting them, holding them all together just in the package. And actually, I should put my lid on that paste until I'm ready to use it. And this design has actually some cute little flowers in there. Oh, I may have to paint those too. And it's got a little cloud floating up there, so could make use of all of those pieces actually. So for my bunnies, so once I've cut it, you can see these little nibs on there because I didn't cut it real close. So I'm just going to go back and snip those right off. My scissors get really nice and close to the main image of chipboard, so I get that whole little nib right off. But if your scissors don't cut it nice and close like that, you can always take one of our sanding tools we use in crafting, or even a piece of sandpaper, and just rough that up a little bit so they come off. Just doing that so I don't have little nibs hanging on there on the edges. And if something happens and you slip and you accidentally cut your chipboard, just glue it back together on your project. That works, because yeah, I've done that before. Oh, this one's still attached. So pretty quick and easy just to get those off of there, and that's really all you need to do to prep your chipboard. Now, if you're doing brown bunnies, you could actually just leave them natural chipboard like this, or if you're putting them on wood grain or something where you just want them that natural color, you can always leave your chipboard that way too, but it's fun to alter it, and there's just so many different ways that you can alter chipboard. I don't even know all the ways. It's endless. Anything you have, it seems like you can put on there. Okay, so there's our little bunnies, and I could use them either direction. That's another fun thing with chipboard. You can paint the front or the back, so you can have them facing whatever directions you want. I don't even know how they were in the package, but it's going to work. I'll maybe go that way. And then these I'm just going to paint white. So I'll put a little... I don't have my craft mat out here, so I'm just going to put a little piece of... I'm using a piece of tin foil for my craft mat. Oh my. Sometimes I don't think through what I'm going to do on a video, so you know, you're seeing it. You're seeing it raw, like as if it's live. And any brand of white paint, acrylic, chalk, even white gesso is going to work. You just want to change it to white. If this is quite a thick paint I happen to be using, it's a heavy body, acrylic paint, but if you use a paint that's not coming out solid white, just let it dry and do a second coat, and you'll have a nice solid white bunny. So that's pretty easy. If you wanted to, you can add some details, like put little dots for eyes or color the inside of his ears pink. But I think for this, I'm just going to leave the whole thing like a silhouette of a white bunny. This particular paint I'm using, it is a heavy body acrylic, and so I am noticing that I am getting brush marks. But I found that if I just brush the paint in one direction and then go back over it with my brush marks going the opposite direction, it just seems to kind of even it out, flatten it out, and then I'm not seeing the brush, any kind of like a streak anymore. I actually pulled out this piece of tin foil for a different purpose, but I may have to go get another piece now that I've kind of mucked it up with this. That's okay. So now it's all white. I'm just kind of going over it to get rid of any brush marks. And what about these? This guy's got a couple little brush marks on his arm there, or his leg. I'll get rid of that. And just use up the rest of my white paint there. And they'd be kind of cute to put a little pink in their ears. Give them a little face with a marker if you wanted to. And then if you wanted to paint up the flowers or the clouds that come with, you can do the same thing and paint those with a variety of colors. So I'll just show you what I did with this one here. On another video I did, I think it was probably the last one I did, I actually did some Valentine cards using some of the new Prima Valentine papers, and I cut out a heart from one of their papers and just assembled this with a sentiment on it. I have some of those papers left over, and so I decided to just switch it up a little bit and use it for my next grouping of cards, which is for Easter. So I just left this heart off, switched out the sentiment, added the bunny instead. So you can see the similarity. We've got the same background papers. This little square is the same. This comes off the Prima sheet, where it's just a whole sheet of these, like a window frame or a picture frame with roses and flowers on it. So I used the same one here, and then just put my little chipboard bunny on it, and then I gave him a little white tail. So that's what I was going to show you today, actually, is his white tail. I just need a background for him to be on so the white shows up better. So what I did for the white tail was just use some of this Snowflake Paste. And actually, how's that? We'll do that. So I can attach them just with using my glue. I'm just putting them onto a background where I've already stamped some grass, put a little Hello Spring on there. And now that I'm putting down these solid white bunnies, I see they do need some color. So I think I'll paint these little flowers have them in the grass for a little pop of color. I think that would be cute. And because this is one of those long slimline cards, I've got room for all of them on there. So then to add this snowflake paste, I just took a little paintbrush and took some out of here and piled it up on their tail. You could even use a toothpick or something too. You're just transferring it out of the jar, and you can make that tail as big and fluffy as you like, or as flat, or, you know, fairly flat, but with some dimension if you'd rather do that. And then I'll give you a close-up view of these tails. Yeah, it's so easy. Just putting a little blob on there, but it gives them a little bit of a detail. And it's just fun to use something that you've already got. Something that I would normally only think to use for winter. So there's their little dimensional tails you can maybe see on there. Just gives them some fun. And then the other thing I was thinking of doing with this little bunny, once I painted them brown, and actually I cut his arm off here. He doesn't come looking that strange of a shape. That was just me. Once I painted them brown, it looked to me like a chocolate bunny. So I thought I could add him onto a card. Of course, that needs to be decorated a little bit anyways, but you'll get the idea. Is to put him on a card, but make him look like a chocolate bunny. So that's why I got this tin foil out. I thought I would wrap him up a little bit like he's you know, an Easter bunny that's chocolate and ready to eat. I don't want it too bulky around there, so I'll take off some extra. I just want my tin foil big enough that it'll tuck around the sides here. And then I'll have his ears or his head poking out. And maybe even tear this so it looks like I'm ready to eat him. Oh, his toe is sticking out. We can't have that. I should adjust this a little bit. Okay, so once you try it once, then you could adjust it and do a little bit better. You have a better idea of the size of tin foil you need on there. I don't want much because I don't want it to be bulky. And actually that's why I cut his leg off, because I thought it'd be sticking out here and look kind of funny once he's wrapped up. So, and then I'm just going to have some of his tin foil. I want some of this ripped and make it look like he's, you know, kind of coming out of the package. Okay, well, you get the idea. I think I would use a different piece. Yes. Okay, we're going to try this again. I ended up getting it so small it was kind of hard to work with, so let's see if I can maybe don't let it get quite so small. Okay, that's bigger. I don't want it to be too bulky back there behind him. I'm making this look more difficult than it actually is. It should not be this hard. And actually, I wonder if I cut into here just so we get the shape of his foot on there. There, now he's got a nice little foot. And cut off some of that excess. And just shape that tin foil around the chipboard. And then we'll have this open like it's a torn package. There, like we're partway into eating him already. In fact, I'm tempted to like snip off one of his ears like it's been bitten already. Should we do that? We'll try it. I think that would be kind of cute on a card. That may be silly, but let's see. Maybe we'll just take a nibble. Don't report me to the animal rights people or something. Does that look like it's had a bite taken out of it? No, that looks silly. Okay, we're just gonna eat the one ear. There we go. He's got one ear gone. Poor little guy. I feel kind of bad for him, but you know, he's tasty and it's Easter. So, okay, I don't know if that's a good idea or a fail, but you get the idea. Just have fun with your chipboard. Now we have a little chocolate rabbit that's already bitten into for Easter. I almost need a little Easter basket to put him in, but I think I better not get any sillier. So there's some quick cards for today. You can see on this bunny, he's got that little snowflake paste for his tail as well. Just an easy one. Here's with the white bunnies, and they've all got their little puffy little tails there as well. The background was just blue paper and then stamped with some grass stamps. You could use a stencil on there as well, and just a little spring stamp. That makes for a cute greeting. And then our little, I need to put him onto a project still, but our little chocolate bunny with the bite out of his ear. Thanks for watching, crafters. Have a happy spring. It's coming.